Hey, 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 English learners! Welcome back to the Daily English Podcast, your favorite place to learn real English, easy English, everyday English, the kind of English you actually use in real life.
Yes, welcome back, everyone. We are so happy you are here with us today. This is the podcast where we talk like real people, share real stories, and help you feel comfortable and confident in English.
I'm Ko,
And I'm Orus.
and together we are your two English friends, not your teachers with a big stick, just your friends who really want to help you grow.
Exactly. No boring grammar rules today, just real talk, real English, real life.
So, Orus, how are you feeling today? Because I have to say, you look a little different, like something happened this morning.
You noticed that? Okay, yes, something small happened, and it made me think a lot.
Tell us, what happened?
So I was getting ready in the morning, and I looked in the mirror, and my very first thought was, ugh, you look tired. Why is your hair like that? You didn't sleep enough.
Oh no, you were being mean to yourself before breakfast.
Before breakfast, before coffee, before anything. My first conversation of the day was with myself, and I was rude to myself.
That is so real, though. So many people do exactly that.
And then I stopped. I thought, wait, if a friend looked in the mirror and said those things out loud, I would say, hey, don't talk about my friend like that.
Yes, you would defend your friend immediately.
Immediately, no question. But when it is me, I just accept it. I let those unkind words stay in my head all morning.
And that is exactly where today's topic begins.
Today, we are talking about learning to love yourself more.
Ooh, big topic, important topic.
Very big, very important. And we are going to make it simple, warm, and full of useful English.
Because loving yourself more is not about being perfect. It's not about thinking you're better than everyone else.
No, it is something quieter, something kinder. It's about treating yourself like someone who matters, because you do.
And if you're an English learner listening right now, you already showed love for yourself today just by being here. Learning something new is an act of self-love. You chose to grow today. That matters.
So if you are a beginner, welcome. Just relax and listen. If you are at a middle level, B1 or B2, this episode is perfect for you. You will understand almost everything and pick up beautiful new phrases along the way.
And if you're more advanced, stay with us. The ideas today go deep, and the English is rich and natural.
Listen carefully. Repeat the phrases you like. Enjoy the conversation. That is the best way to learn with us.
And before we go further, a small favor. If this podcast helps you, please click like, subscribe to Daily English Podcast, and share this with one friend who is learning English.
Share it with that friend who says, I want to speak English, but I don't know where to start. Send them this right now.
Stay until the end today. We have our word tour, a Say It Better section, and a community question waiting for you.
And stay until the very end because we have a special announcement and you are not going to want to miss it.
Yes, something we think is going to help your English learning so much. So do not click away. The best part is coming at the end.
Okay, are you ready?
Let's go. So, Orus, let's start simple. When people say love yourself, what do they actually mean? Because that phrase is everywhere. You see it on posters, you hear it in songs, you see it all over social media.
Yes, love yourself. Everyone says it. But what does it really mean in normal, everyday moments, in real life?
Let's start with the word love. L-O-V-E. Love. We all know love, right? Love is a warm feeling, something you feel for family, for friends, for people who are very important to you.
But love is also an action. When you love someone, you take care of them, you pay attention to them, you protect them. You don't speak badly about them or push them past their limit every single day.
So self-love, S-E-L-F, love, means doing all of that for yourself, not just for other people, for yourself too.
And many people find that very hard, especially kind people, especially people who care a lot about others.
Yes, the most giving people are often the worst at receiving. They give kindness to everyone around them, but very little to themselves.
I had a moment like this recently, a small moment, but it stayed with me all week.
Tell us.
So I had a very long day. Work was stressful. I had many messages to answer. I had a meeting that ran late. By the evening, I was really tired.
That sounds exhausting.
It was. And my friend called and said, "Hey, we're all going to dinner tonight. Come with us." And inside, my body said, "No, please no. I need to rest. I need to go home, eat something simple, and sleep."
But you said yes.
I said, "Sure, sounds great."
Why? Why do we always do that?
Because I didn't want to disappoint her. I didn't want to miss out. Miss out, M-I-S-S, out, means you are not part of something. You feel left behind. And I was afraid of that feeling.
So you went, you smiled, you ate, you talked, and how did you feel?
Inside, I was somewhere else the whole time. I was so tired. And the next morning, I felt even more exhausted and a little resentful.
Resentful. R-E-S-E-N-T-F-U-L. This is a feeling. When you feel resentful, you feel quietly angry because something was unfair. Like you gave something, your time, your energy, your peace, and you didn't really want to give it.
Yes, I wasn't angry at my friend. She didn't know I was tired. I felt resentful because I said yes when every part of me wanted to say no.
And that's a really important lesson about self-love, because self-love is not always big and beautiful. It's not always spa days and perfect mornings.
Sometimes self-love is simply saying, "I can't tonight. I need to rest."
Sometimes self-love is going home when your body is asking you to go home.
Or making yourself a cup of tea and sitting quietly for 20 minutes with no phone.
Or turning your notifications off for 1 hour.
These are small things, but they say, "I matter. My body matters. My peace matters."
And many people never say that to themselves. Many people treat strangers with more kindness than they treat themselves.
That is the quiet truth of this whole episode.
Okay, let's go deeper, because I think one of the biggest reasons people don't love themselves enough is something called approval.
Approval. A-P-P-R-O-V-A-L. Say it with us. Approval.
When you want approval, you want other people to say, "You are good, you did well, I like you, I accept you."
We all want that, right? That's very human. We want to feel accepted by the people around us. There's nothing wrong with enjoying kind words.
But, and this is the important part, when you need approval before you can feel okay about yourself, that becomes a real problem.
When someone's opinion of you controls your whole mood for the entire day, that is too much power to give to another person.
I have a personal story about this. I spent a long time writing a message to a colleague. I was proud of it. I thought, this is clear, this is kind, this is well written.
Okay, you felt good about your work.
Yes, and I waited for the reply, and the reply finally came, and it said, okay,
Just okay?
just okay. One word, O-K-A-Y. That's it.
The famous one-word reply.
And immediately, my mood dropped. Like someone turned off a light. I thought, did I do something wrong? Was my message bad? Does she not like me? Does she think I am not good at my job?
All of that from one word.
All of that from one single word. And then I thought, wait, why is my whole mood depending on one person's one word? She could have been busy. She could have been tired. She could have just been in a hurry.
She probably didn't think about it for more than 2 seconds.
Exactly. But I thought about it for 2 hours. 2 hours versus 2 seconds. That is the approval trap.
The approval trap. When you are trapped by approval, you are always waiting, always checking, always measuring your value by what other people think of you.
And other people are not always careful with that power they have over you. Sometimes they're busy. Sometimes they're distracted. Sometimes they just don't say the kind thing, not because of you, but because of something happening in their own life.
So self-love says, I can hear other people's opinions, but I don't let those opinions become my identity.
Identity. I-D-E-N-T-I-T-Y. Your identity is who you are. It is your deep sense of yourself.
When your identity depends on other people's approval, it changes every single day depending on what people say to you. That is so exhausting.
So what is the answer? If we don't base our value on approval, what do we base it on?
I think the answer is your own knowing.
Your own knowing. Say more about that.
Knowing that you tried your best today, even if no one noticed. Knowing that you are kind, even if no one thanked you. Knowing that you are learning and growing, even if no one claps for you.
Being your own first support.
Being proud of yourself before someone else tells you to be proud.
That takes real practice. It is not easy at all.
It is not easy, but it starts with one small moment. Noticing when you did something good and actually saying it to yourself instead of immediately moving to the next task.
Give yourself 1 second, just one moment of, hey, I did that. Good.
Just that small moment, that is the beginning of self-love.
I want to talk now about something that I think is very underrated. Underrated means people don't give it enough importance.
What is it?
How we talk to ourselves inside our own heads.
Oh, the inner voice.
The inner voice. INNER means inside. Your inner voice is the voice you hear inside your head, the one that comments on everything you do all day long.
And for many people, that voice is not very kind at all.
Not kind at all. I did a small experiment last week. I decided to really pay attention to what I said to myself all day. Every time I made even a small mistake, what did I actually think?
And what did you find?
Some pretty harsh things.
Like what? Give us an example.
Okay, I spilled my coffee. Just a small spill on the counter. And my immediate thought was, you are so clumsy. Why can't you ever be more careful?
For a coffee spill.
For a tiny coffee spill. I called myself clumsy and careless over a little spill.
Would you say that to a friend who spilled their coffee?
Of course not. I would say, oh no, let me get a cloth. Don't worry, it happens to everyone.
And yet for yourself, immediately harsh.
Immediately harsh. And I kept noticing it all day long. When I forgot something, you always forget things. When I was a little late, why can't you get it together? When I said something a little awkward in a conversation, why did you say that? That was so embarrassing.
That sounds really tiring.
By the end of the day, I was exhausted, not from what I did, but from what I said to myself about what I did. The inner voice can be more draining than the actual day.
And most of us don't even notice it happening because it's been going on for so long, since we were children. We just accept it as normal.
But it is not normal. It is not kind, and it's definitely not helping us do better.
Harsh words don't make you stronger. They just make you feel smaller.
I love that line. Harsh words don't make you stronger, they just make you feel smaller.
So how do we change the inner voice? How do we start being kinder to ourselves?
I think it starts with awareness. AWARENESS. When you have awareness, you notice what is happening. You're conscious of your own thoughts and feelings.
You can't change something you can't see. So first, just notice. Just become aware of when you are being unkind to yourself.
And then pause. PAUSE. When you pause, you stop for just a moment. You take one breath.
And in that pause, you ask, would I say this to someone I love? If the answer is no, find a kinder way to say it to yourself.
Not pretending everything is perfect, not saying, I'm amazing and I never make mistakes. That's not honest. But instead of, you are so clumsy, maybe, that was a little clumsy, I'll be more careful next time.
Instead of, you are so stupid, maybe, that didn't come out right. I can try again.
Small shifts. Same honesty, but with kindness added in.
That's called self-compassion. Say it slowly with me. Self-compassion. Self-compassion.
Compassion means kindness and understanding when someone is struggling or making mistakes. Self-compassion means giving that kindness to yourself.
It's one of the most powerful things you can ever practice, and it's completely free. It costs nothing at all.
Just one small choice inside your own mind. A small choice that can change how you feel about your whole day.
And to our English learners listening right now, if you make mistakes in English, please talk to yourself kindly about it.
Don't say, I'm so bad at English. Say, I'm learning. Mistakes are a normal part of learning. I'm getting better every single day.
Because you are. You really, truly are. Every episode you listen to, every new word you learn, you are getting better.
Okay, now let's talk about something very practical, something you can actually start using this week in real conversations.
Yes, I love the practical parts. Real English for real life.
We are going to talk about limits. 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 A limit is a line, a point where you stop, a personal boundary.
Boundary. Boundary. A boundary is like a fence around your yard. It says, this is my space. This is where I end and where you begin.
In real life, boundaries are not physical fences, they're personal decisions. Decisions about what you will and will not accept in your life.
For example, I have a limit about my evenings. After 8 o'clock, I don't answer work messages. That is my personal rule to protect my rest and my peace.
That is a boundary. And many people have no limits at all. They say yes to everything, they accept everything, they absorb everything.
Absorb. Absorb. Like a sponge absorbs water. When you absorb everything around you, every request, every problem, every unkind comment, you become very heavy and very full.
And then one day you wonder, why am I so exhausted all the time? Why do I feel so empty?
I had a situation with a family member. I want to be honest about it because I think many people will relate.
Please, tell us.
This person, I love them very much, but they called me every single day, sometimes 2 or even 3 times a day, and the calls were always long, 1 hour, sometimes even more.
That is a lot of calling.
It is a lot, and for a long time, I always answered, I always listened, I always gave my full time and attention because I genuinely loved this person.
But how did it honestly feel?
Draining. Every time I saw their name on my screen, I already felt tired before I even answered.
That feeling, tired before anything even starts, is a signal. Something in the pattern needs to change, not the relationship. The pattern.
Pattern. Pattern. Something that repeats the same thing over and over.
So what did you do?
I was honest, but kind about it. I said, I love talking with you, but I can't do very long calls every single day. Can we talk for 30 minutes and really be present? Maybe not every day?
How did they react?
At first a little awkward, maybe a little hurt, because the other person is used to the old pattern. When it changes, it can feel like rejection.
Rejection. Rejection. When someone says no to you, they can feel painful, even when that is not the intention.
But I stayed kind. I kept saying, this is not about not loving you. This is about taking care of myself so I can be more present when we do talk.
And did things get better?
A few weeks later, much better. Our conversations were shorter, but more real because I was actually present, not running on empty.
That is the real magic of a healthy limit. It doesn't push people away. It actually makes the relationship more honest and more real.
And it makes you feel more in control of your own time and energy and life.
You can be loving, kind, generous, warm, patient, and still have personal limits. They are not opposites.
Kind and clear. That is the phrase I love most. Kind and clear.
When you are kind and clear with people, they actually respect you more, not less. More.
Because they know where they stand with you, and they know when you say yes, you truly mean it.
Okay, one more big idea before our word tour. And this one sounds simple, but many people find it surprisingly uncomfortable.
What is it?
Making yourself a priority.
Priority. Priority. A priority is something important that you choose to give your time and your attention to, something you put near the front.
And many people have a very long priority list. Family is on it, work is on it, friends are on it, the house is on it, the children are on it, even the dog is on it.
Even the dog has a priority.
The dog is very important, yes, but who is missing from the list?
The person who made the list.
Yes, they organize everything and everyone around them, but they forget to put themselves anywhere on the list.
And then people say, I just don't have time for myself. But is that really true, or is it that they have not made time for themselves?
There's a big difference between those two things. I don't have time sounds like the problem is outside you, like time itself is the problem.
But I haven't made time for myself is honest. It says, I made choices with my time, and those choices didn't include me.
And many people skip themselves because they were taught to do that. They were taught that putting yourself first means you are selfish.
Selfish, S-E-L-F-I-S-H. When someone is selfish, they only think about themselves and don't care about others at all.
But making yourself a priority is simply not the same thing as being selfish. You can care deeply about your family and your friends, and also care about yourself at the same time.
Think about this image. On an airplane, when something goes wrong, what does the safety announcement always say?
Put on your own oxygen mask first, before you help the child next to you.
Not because you're selfish, but because you truly cannot help anyone else if you cannot breathe.
Exactly. You cannot pour from an empty cup.
When a cup is completely empty, there's simply nothing left to give. And so many people are walking around with an empty cup, giving and giving and giving, but never stopping to fill themselves back up.
And slowly they feel empty, tired, and invisible.
Invisible. I-N-V-I-S-I-B-L-E. When you feel invisible, you feel like no one sees you, like you simply don't count.
And when people work so hard for everyone else and never for themselves, they can begin to feel invisible even in their own life. That is one of the saddest feelings a person can have.
And the way out, the way to feel seen again, is to start seeing yourself, to put your name back on the list.
Even in small ways, it really doesn't need to be a whole vacation or a full day off.
It can be 20 minutes of walking outside in the fresh air.
Reading a book you enjoy for 30 minutes before bed.
One morning each week where you sit with your coffee in silence. No phone, no notifications, no noise. Just you.
And in that quiet space, you remember who you actually are, not what you do for everyone else, just who you are.
That is filling the cup. A full cup can give so much more than an empty one.
So putting yourself on the priority list, it's the foundation of everything else.
Foundation, F-O-U-N-D-A-T-I-O-N, the base, the thing everything else is built on. If the foundation is weak, the whole building falls.
So build a strong foundation and start with yourself. Okay, let's slow down and do our word tour together. We're going to go through the most important words from today's episode. Get a pen and paper or open the notes on your phone.
Write these down. These are words you can use in your own real life, in real English conversations, starting today.
Our first word, self-love. S-E-L-F. Love.
Self-love means caring for yourself, treating yourself with the same kindness and respect that you give to people you love.
Example, going to bed on time is an act of self-love. Or, self-love is not selfish, it is necessary.
Our next word, approval, A-P-P-R-O-V-A-L.
Approval means acceptance or praise from other people, wanting someone to tell you, you are good, you did well, I like you.
Example, I used to need other people's approval before I could feel okay about myself. Or, I'm learning not to depend on approval from others.
Our next word, resentment. R-E-S-E-N-T-M-E-N-T.
Resentment is a quiet, heavy feeling that builds slowly inside you. It happens when you keep accepting things you don't really want to accept.
Example, I started to feel resentment because I always said yes when I really wanted to say no. Or, honest communication stops resentment from building up over time.
Our next word, boundary, B-O-U-N-D-A-R-Y.
A boundary is a limit, a personal decision about what you will and will not accept in your life and your relationships.
Example, I set a boundary about answering work messages after 9 at night. Or healthy boundaries actually make relationships better, not worse.
Our next word, compassion. Compassion.
Compassion is kindness and understanding for someone who is struggling or making mistakes. Self-compassion means giving that same kindness to yourself.
Example, I am trying to show myself more compassion when things go wrong. Or, she responded to her mistake with compassion instead of harsh criticism.
Our next word, priority. Priority.
A priority is something you choose to give your time and attention to, something you put near the front of your list.
Example, I'm learning to make my own health a priority. Or, you should be somewhere on your own priority list.
Our next word, awareness. Awareness.
Awareness means noticing, being conscious of what is happening in your own life, in your body, in your thoughts.
Example, self-love starts with awareness, noticing when you are being unkind to yourself. Or, I have much more awareness now of how I talk to myself.
In our last word, foundation. Foundation.
The foundation is the base, the thing that everything else is built on top of.
Example, your self-respect is the foundation of every other relationship in your life. Or, taking care of yourself is the foundation of a good and healthy life.
Beautiful. Today's key words, self-love, approval, resentment, boundary, compassion, priority, awareness, foundation. 8 powerful, useful words.
Try to use one of these today, in your journal, in a conversation with someone, even just quietly in your own head.
Now let's do something I absolutely love. We call it Say It Better.
Say it better. This is where we take simple sentences, the kind a beginner might use, and show you a more natural, more fluent way to express the very same idea.
This helps your English sound more like a real person speaking, not a textbook. A real, natural English speaker.
Let's go. First one. A learner might say, I always forget about me.
We understand the meaning, but a more natural way to say this is, I often neglect my own needs, or I keep putting myself last. Both of those sound natural and honest.
Next one. A learner might say, I want people to think I am good.
A more natural and fluent way is, I often look for approval from others, or I'm learning to stop depending on what other people think of me. That sounds more confident and mature.
Next one. A learner might say, I am angry because I always say yes.
A smoother and more natural way is, I feel resentful because I keep agreeing to things I don't really want to do.
Or, I've been saying yes too often, and the resentment is starting to build up. Very real, very natural.
Next, a learner might say, I am also important.
True, and we love this idea, but a more natural way to say it is, my needs matter too.
Or, I'm learning to make myself a priority. Warm and honest and confident.
Next, a learner might say, I don't want to hate myself when I make a mistake.
A kinder and more fluent version is, I'm learning to show myself compassion when things don't go well. Or, I want to be kind to myself, even when I make mistakes. Beautiful.
And one last one. A learner might say, I love people, but I don't want to lose myself.
Already a really strong idea, and a smoother way to say it is, I can care for others without abandoning myself.
Or, I can be loving and generous without forgetting my own needs. That is the heart of everything we talked about today.
Abandon. Abandon. To abandon someone means to leave them completely, to walk away and never come back.
And many people abandon themselves every single day. They leave themselves behind while they run to take care of everyone else around them.
Self-love says, I am not going to do that anymore.
I'm staying. I am here. I matter. Okay, let's bring everything together now. Today, we talked about learning to love yourself more.
Not in a grand, dramatic way. Not, I am the most amazing person in the world, but in a quiet, real, everyday way.
We talked about what self-love actually looks like in normal life. Going home when your body is asking you to rest. Saying no when your heart is saying no.
We talked about the approval trap, when your whole mood depends on what one other person thinks of you. And we talked about how to start building your own sense of worth from the inside.
We talked about the inner voice, how harsh words don't make us stronger, they just make us feel smaller, and how to practice self-compassion instead.
We talked about limits and boundaries, how being kind and clear is not rude, it is honest, and how honest limits actually make relationships deeper and stronger.
And we talked about making yourself a priority. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You belong on your own list. You deserve to be there.
And we practiced real, useful English phrases. I need some time for myself. That's not something I can take on right now. I'm doing the best I can.
Remember, loving yourself more is not a destination. You don't arrive one day and say, okay, I did it. I'm done. I love myself completely.
It is a daily practice. Small moments, small choices, every single day of your life.
Choosing to rest when you are tired. Choosing to say no when your whole body is asking you to say no.
Those choices add up. Over weeks, over months, slowly you feel lighter, clearer, more like yourself.
And to our English learners, you belong in this language. Your voice deserves to be heard.
Every time you try a new word, you are loving yourself. Every time you listen to this podcast, you are investing in yourself.
That is not a small thing. That is a beautiful thing. We are genuinely proud of you.
You showed up today. You stayed with us. That counts for something real.
And now, our community question. Every single episode, we ask you one question, and we truly want your answer in the comments below.
We actually read every comment, every single one, and your answer might be the exact thing someone else needs to read today.
So today's question is, what is one small thing you can do this week to love yourself a little more?
Maybe going to bed 30 minutes earlier. Maybe saying no to one thing that has been draining you. Maybe 10 minutes of quiet. No phone, no noise, just you.
Write it in the comments, even one sentence, even simple English. We will read it.
And if this episode helped you, please click like. Subscribe to Daily English Podcast so you never miss our next episode.
Share this with someone who needs it. That friend who's always giving, always saying yes to everyone. Send this to them.
Because they need to know they matter too.
Okay, announcement time. We have a full collection of English learning PDFs waiting for you right now. Speaking challenges, vocabulary flashcards, conversation workbooks, native speaker phrase guides, IELTS practice packs, and more.
Everything you need to practice English outside of this podcast, all in one place. And right now, 40% off with code DEP40. DEP40.
Link is in the description. Grab it before the offer ends.
This was the Daily English Podcast with Core and Orus. Until next time, be kind to others, keep learning, and please be very, very kind to yourself.
You deserve it. We mean that from the bottom of our hearts. Bye-bye. Take care of yourself.
Your progress doesn't stop here. Click the next video. We have more English conversations, more real stories, and more phrases for your daily life waiting for you right now.